looking at all of this from a different point of view. Of course, I hear this school of thought a lot. The ones that Flex is talking about, Mr. Duija, I think they share the same school of thought about.
Not all.
No. In terms of what we're talking about, in terms of that coalition, and then trying to rival the. I think the 2026 elections, the outcome will not depend on the real numbers that he's talking about, because there are still conflicts about the outcome of the 2021 elections. Let's remember that this case has gone to the Supreme Court, and it was dismissed not because there was no substance to the case, but because they said there was a technicality. So it has raised a lot of eyebrows about the outcome itself, international. Of course, the government is moving on. Because I think
so. You
have to clarify that. That's the reality. You have to clarify that.
Listen, do you believe in the UDP's theory that them and not Barrow actually won the elections in numbers?
I don't want to say I believe in
the UDP's own argument is there have been irregularities in the matter of registration.
I want to agree. I believe very well in
irregularities. Yes.
And I think in the irregularities are a result of a process, a long-term process, a long-term strategic planning, not exactly with the numbers. I will tell you, for instance, we have a voter population based on what I said, the 900,000 voters.
About a million.
A million. Okay. And in the Gambia, historically, it has been established. There was never a point in time since I started voting in 2001 that polling stations will be open beyond 4 p.m. But we know that 2021, polling stations were open until 10 p.m. in the Gambia here.
So 11
voting in those polling stations.
11 right? In Sokoto.
No, but the law allows that. The law allows that.
The law said when they are
you said something. Let me clarify that.
When they are in the polling station, it says polling close at short time, but people who are already in the polling station should be voted. So they should be allowed to vote.
In the queue.
So when it is time, one of the officers will stand last. Yes. So that nobody else. So now what I'm trying to say that
I'm not looking at the law. Please listen to me. I'm not looking at the law. I'm trying to look at who in the Gambia, based on how outspread the polling stations were. For every Gambian, your distance from your home to the polling station shouldn't take you 2 hours, 3 hours. So who in the Gambia at the time will be? No, let me stimulate. I'm telling you why I believe there are irregularities. Because on the Gambia we've learned a lot of lessons. I may be young on the Jawara, the irregularities that were being alleged. We know that we learned from those ones. But I know that on the Gambia, the ones that I have seen, like you made an allusion about the fire incident at the APRC bureau. We are over 200,000 voters card.
Well, I didn't know the actual figure, but
there were estimated about 250 to 300,000 voters cards. Well, where are those numbers? We are still asking, where are those numbers? Until now, where are those numbers?
Let me ask the same question.
Okay.
If it is true.
No, that's my point. Right. You don't steal the election on the election day itself.
Now, let me help you here. Because there are
other things that I am trying to look at.
I hold this opinion that our voter register obviously have people who are non-Gambians. I believe that.
And what's the percentage of that?
No, I don't know the percentage, but I know why I know it is this. Well, why I believe it is that look at our population now. The census, we are coming to the census, 2.4 million.
2.4 million.
I have watched elections and registration process in bigger democracies in Australia, United Kingdom, America, even Senegal. There is no way that half of the population of the country can be eligible to vote. That's not possible.
Especially
that's less than half the population.
Not possible.
That's less than half the population.
No,
we have about 900. No, just let's get the numbers started.
Almost half of the
population. Just hold on.
Just almost half of the population are eligible to vote.
No, Lamin.
And now, listen.
It's less than half.
Now listen.
Lamin, 2.4 million is the current census.
Yes, we are almost nearly half of it.
But this is about 40%.
If you have to go to Senegal, 18 million people. How many people voted in the last election? 6 million. You go to Britain, 66 million. How many voted there? 20 million. It is not possible that nearly half of the population can be eligible to vote.
And we have 90% voter turnout.
And also, registering and voting are two different things here. Flex. In the election that happened subsequent to the presidential one, You are telling me that nearly 60% of the people did not vote because they are not interested in elections.
Yes, that happens.
No.
Yeah,
The last
what you call voter fatigue. This is
voting and voting are two different things. I know voter apathy.
Yes,
but nobody need to tell you that the mayoral election, the mayoral election had almost the same enthusiasm as the presidential election,
if not even more.
because if the president was even campaigning,
if not even more,
three spots one night, West Coast, Banjul, and Care, 3 spots one night, almost like a presidential election.
Yeah.
Half of the people did not vote.
But
Because they did not vote for NPP.
But how
listen, the absentees. They did not vote for NPP. They did not vote for UDP. They did not vote for anybody. They just sit down and took no interest.
Yes.
Few months ago, they were queuing up to midnight.
If you ask most people, Lamin, let's be fair.
There are people who
Allow me. Let me Lamin, there's a very important thing. We need to be fair here to the Gambian people.
Yeah.
When people look at priority, president, National Assembly, local government, most people, they don't even know what the local government is giving to them.
Correct.
People don't vote, they don't care about those things.
Okay, why?
Let's be very honest.
That factor is correct.
And that you can see. And then hold on just a moment.
Yeah.
If you look at the voter turnout, I'm a numbers guy.
Yeah.
If you look at the voter turnout,
Yeah.
the numbers continue to drop. And that's normal. That's what normally happens.
Yeah.
So if I vote today, tomorrow you want me to come and vote, I'm less likely to come and vote. And then you want me to come and vote again. You see, that's why we are saying, hold on, just say, allow me. This is the
government is against.
No, thank you. But this is what we are saying. If we want to bring voter turnout consistent,
on the same day.
Let's hold them on the same day. Or we have just 2 elections, local and presidential and, for example, National Assembly, and then you have all the local government on
during Jawara's time. Elections.
So if we do that, I can tell you.
Same day.
So let me tell you something.
Yes,
there was no independent electoral commission.
No, but there was local government.
So
Minister of local government, and then they were doing it.
Administered by ministers who were appointed by the president.
Let me continue. To conclude, allow me to conclude.
Yeah.
If we have all the elections into one day, voter turnout will be the highest. If we have elections two different days, voter turnout will be less. And the same is what we see now. We have 4 different elections. So that's why voter turnout is so poor.
No,
listen. Our numbers are declining from president to National Assembly to local government all the way.
I understand that.
It declines continuously.
But voter capacity, you have to look at the sheer number of people. Understand? The sheer number of people.
But the numbers are not saying that.
No. You have to look at the election. I know presidential is more important. The state is higher. But you can't say that the mayoral election in this country was as least contested, keenly contested as the presidential election.
But that's what the people are saying. The people have voted and the numbers are showing. If you go and you look at almost every other election cycle, it's the same trend. Every other election cycle is the same trend.
You know what I believe in?
So you need to look at the data and what the data is saying.
Is this. Whether it is NPP, it is UDP, it is DOI, it is any other person, there are people who registered in our borders who doesn't live in the Gambia. I mean, they come from across the border. That is an indisputable fact.
And those could be Gambians. We have Gambians living across the border. We have Gambians who are living in Canada. We have Gambians who are
justify cross-border voting. Are you trying to justify it now?
If they are Gambians, why not?
So, are you trying to tell me that you have the right to stop a Gambian from stopping a Gambian? No Gambian has the right to stop any Gambian from coming into the country, number 1.
Exactly.
And no Gambian has the right to stop any Gambian from coming in to vote. What is the meaning of that?
Nobody owns it.
Let me close this one. If we are very interested in having Gambians voting, the best step we can do is to extend franchise to the diaspora.
I agree.
There is over 200,000 Gambians, maybe more who are eligible, and they could have voted and made a difference in this country. Because we know that our economy is running on the back of remittance. Why are we denying them? And yet we want to extend it. We want to justify in court that Gambians living across the border have a right to come. So even if you're going to keep the police stations to be open until 11 p.m., we should allow them to come and vote. No problem as far as I'm concerned. What I was trying to say, I mean, before I got interrupted, is that if you talk about election, it's a process. Yeah. All right? And part of the process is to look at the credibility and the composition of the electoral commission. As we speak, it is the same president who is appointing the commissioners. And he's firing them. So more or less, their loyalty could be in question. There is no oversight functions over there, and the president is still refusing to let go of that power. Even if you look at the new amendments to the constitution, why is he trying to hold on to that monopoly?
We move on to the other topic. Because why? Okay. I want to know. Like you have summarized everything.
Okay.
If we are interested in Gambian diaspora participating in elections, all right? Why are we interested those only from Senegal and Mauritania and not those in UK?
Yeah, I want to shed light.
And also this holding elections in one day. Holding elections in one day. We know is the best way to fight voter apathy.
Best way.
The people want it to be on one day. The government said no. Why? So you see.
No, the reasons are there.
Yeah. Why?
The reasons are there.
Why?
For example, to hold elections in one day, you cannot do with the marble.
Right now in Gambia, it's not possible.
You cannot do it with the
marble. That's what's happening on the Jawara. On the Jawara, yeah.
You know how many barrels you will need?
No, listen.
You know how many?
No, listen.
Imagine if you are
during Jawara's time and today, you cannot make comparison.
No, listen.
Explain to them.
The IEC said that because of our electoral system, right? If we don't go into
paper,
the logistics is going to be huge. All right?
Not impossible.
Not
huge.
impossible, but huge.
Possible, relatively.
It's going to be huge. But you are saying that it's not possible. What I'm telling you is that it's practically possible.
It's not possible.
No.
It's not feasible.
It's not feasible.
Okay, just hold on. Let's just think about it.
Look, I'm an elections expert.
How much space would you need?
Like to limit my voice.
No,
we want to help you understand.
My opinion.
It is done on the Jawara the same day.
What was the voter population at the time?
But what are the resources then? And now?
What I'm telling you,
300,000
population, 200,000 now almost a million. And even this single vote, how long does it take us to announce the result?
But we almost final results. But why are there questions and that's about the elections outcome? Always are raising more questions than answers about the elections outcome. Why are we staying about like 24 hours to have final results of our elections? Senegal, I mean, they had how many million? Yeah. And within
it's ballot paper. It's ballot paper.
Before
it's different from the marble.
Why can't we transition to ballot box if that's more about the
rule? If you allow me, I'll give you the reason.
Yeah,
you just don't jump into it.
Yeah.
IT, it's my area. These are areas that we study. I have said in one of the workshops that was organized by the IEC, I said, give me the contract to print these ballot papers and anybody I want to win will win. And I still stand by that.
I see.
If you know how it functions. When you talk about ballot paper, I've been asking questions. I said, which one? Which format are we going to use? There are different formats. So if you tell us ballot paper, show us which format do you want us to use. And we'll analyze that. You don't jump into ballot papers because election irregularities can bring chaos in the country. Even the University of the Gambia have tried using ballot paper in elections and they have challenges. Talk a lot of people who have challenges when it comes to the marble. Ballot paper election is not as easy as people think, and it requires more resources financially compared to the marble.
Using marble, thought that's much easier.
No. That's the IEC. That's what they think. Ask them what was the bill, the amount that they took to Parliament. Parliament threw it away because of the financial challenge in it. They could not adopt that. Ballot paper is more expensive compared to marble. These people need to understand because the marble is something that you recycle. If you vote it, if you use it for voting, you don't throw it away. You keep it and use it again. You don't do that with ballot papers.
Yes.
Ballot papers, once you use it and that's it. And there are questions raised. Number one, who is going to be responsible of printing those ballot papers after the format? Who is going to be responsible of voting? The serial numbering. If somebody comes to vote and made a mistake, do you allow them to vote again, or is it null and void? These are all questions that IEC are yet to answer. Now, talking about diaspora voting, the law did not capture it. The diaspora cannot vote unless the law tells them to do so. Here, voting is divided into 53 constituencies. In which constituency does the diaspora fall?
If you want to put up a legal framework, everybody who lives in the diaspora come from a constituency in the Gambia.
Okay.
So it's very easy. They go and register in.
You can have a diaspora constituency.
You know what I find baffling?
You just go to parliament and
You know what I find baffling?
A constituency, that's all.
I don't know.
If you want the legislation, you can do it.
It can be done.
I find this baffling that we are making excuses for government to
this is
genuinely
about
and sincere,
this is about the Gambia.
No, I mean this is my problem.
About the Gambia.
Let him go ahead.
I did not lie.
Let him go ahead.
Now, when you talk about the diaspora, where are you targeting? You need to make some survey and research.
Europe and America.
No.
No. Diaspora is beyond that.
Those are the ones that are.
It is beyond that. How about the people in Angola? How about Gambia in India? How about Gambia inside the world?
Everywhere in the world.
That's why I'm saying that you need to go to these countries and establish how many Gambians are there documented. Just verbally saying I am a Gambian.
I said they can do it.
No, okay, listen to me.
With the
Funding from where?
Mr. Jan.
Does the government have that financial
Let's
We don't have that.
Look, let's stop making excuses for the government.
I am why they give a government
in the office. No, the reason why you voted
Let me help
is to take the responsibility of our heads.
Let's exhaust this.
This is not about government. We're talking about Gambia.
We're going to
Government alone cannot do it. It's all our responsibilities. But let's accept the realities. People doing diaspora voting are not using marble. Are we going to take the marble to the diaspora? It's practically impossible.
We have to change.
Let's accept the realities on the ground. You cannot take the marble to America or to England.
No, you don't need it. You only need to take marble and organize it. You don't
when
take
it comes to diaspora voting. Name me one country that are taking marble.
No, nobody uses marble except us. No. You don't take marbles from here to UK. You can have it's the IEC, the same IEC. All you need is an IEC to live here.
The law has not provided for that. We can have our wishes and thinking, but outside the law, it is not possible.
Okay.
We need to make the laws available for us before it can be practical, and this is what we have to accept. It's not about
Because there's a
very good point. Now,
there's a diaspora policy of the government already.
Yes.
Yes, that the government has recognized diaspora as the 8th region of this country.
Yes.
So you cannot tell me that it's not possible to.
That is verbal.
No. Policy is beyond verbal.
It's just a policy.
Policy is beyond verbal.
They have to implement.
Policy is beyond verbal.
Right, it's a policy. They
There's
have to
a whole diaspora.
That's what I'm saying.
Listen to me.
This is government wish. This is government wish.
No. Listen to me. It's beyond wish.
It's like the NDP.
It's beyond that.
It's like the NDP. They're the NDP, but what have they actually done?
It's a wish.
No, listen to me, Mr. Chan. Now, listen to me. Listen to me, Chan. Listen to me. There's a whole directorate, Diaspora Affairs Directorate, at the ministry, and there are staff that are manning that and operationalizing that department.
Yes.
Gambia is maintaining. How many embassies are we maintaining outside this country that are funded by the Gambian taxpayers? We have sent it. We've sent ambassadors there. We've sent protocol officers. We've sent defense attaches, and we are paying them, paying for their families, paying for their upkeep. You are telling us that we don't have the money to make sure that our Gambian citizens registered in those countries to come on to the embassy and cast their votes. Let's stop making excuses for the government.
I'm saying
no, just listen to me. Listen to me.
The marble.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
It is not possible. It is right.
It is not possible. No, let's accept facts. It's not
but the
possible.
problem is, where the problem is, we have two problems. We have either one, lack of capacity to do it, or unwillingness on the side. Unwillingness on the side.
Unwillingness.
So now
it's the main drive.
So Frank said is unwillingness. Sana said is unwillingness.
And I'm saying both.
Yes.
And you said
Both. Unwillingness and
I just want to say, once you get over the unwillingness, the capacity will definitely be built.
But you have to have capacity also. Even you have
Capacity is his.
Okay, all right. Let's go.